Okay, there's about 15 minutes before the items that I've got listed up for sale this week start to end. Um, because I started these on vacation and wasn't actually next to the computer, I set them up so that each auction is spaced a minute apart. So I'm not going to be narrating the close of things, but I'm going to take a couple of snapshots throughout the close. So let's take a look at how things are going right now. The first item ends in 14 minutes. You can see here, and that's the Flow Blue Platter um, in the terrain pattern by Stanley Pottery. That's had a lot of bid activity today. This started the day off at $13. You can see it's leapt up to $72. That was part of the lot that I purchased for $30 altogether, a bunch of pieces of Flow Blue, and we'll see more of those. The license plates have been doing poorly, I guess you would say. I started everything at $10 a piece. You can see this plate here had a $10 bid, um, with 15 minutes left. This next set of plates here does not yet have a bid, although there is a watcher. There's a couple of bids on this set of plates here. So they're not moving particularly fast right now. We'll see how things actually end up. Um, and then there's a whole lot of the bicycle license plates that are left over from the previous auction's purchases. You can see um, I do have a $5 bid on the Tennessee plate and also a $5 bid on the District of Columbia. And I don't have any other bids on those bicycle license plates. So those seem to be slow movers, although I am picking up some bids here and there. I'm going to keep those at $5 and just keep relisting them, and they'll sell slowly over time. Here's another set of plates here, a pair of New York Suburban plates that are up to $12.50. I do have 4 watches on those, so I have some hopes that those are going to go higher. And then you can see here I've got a few more pieces of the terrain. There's another bid there. Um, and so we've got 4 plates here in a row. 2 of them are the Alcocks, and 2 of them are the Stanleys. The Stanleys each are at $12.50, and the Alcocks are at $10 a piece. Again, those still have about 45 minutes left till those start ending. I've got the open bowl for $26. The oddball German Flow Blue plate, which is $10, and then further down here is the cup and saucer, which is also at $10. So altogether, my Flow Blue is, I think, right around $150 or $160, which is really pretty good for a $30 purchase. Now, I'm sure you've seen this great big number here when I made a recording after I got home after the last auction. I mentioned that I thought it was kind of silly that somebody thought they were going to get $400 for this deck of cards. Well, you can see here um, with 50 minutes left, the bidding was up to $339.98. So certainly within shouting distance of that $400. Now I bought all of these decks of cards plus this Jiffy Loom here and this Polypet household set. All of those were for a $40 bid. So I'm doing quite well on those. And then further down here, we've got the Wilson safety goggles or safety glasses, the cobalt blue lenses. Those are at $55 so far, with just under an hour left to go. And I paid $25 for those, so those are also well in profit. All in all, I spent, I think it was around $180 on everything that's for sale here. Not including the bicycle license plates from the previous auction. The bidding so far is up to $610, so I'm really ecstatic with that. Um, you have to kind of roll with the bidding, whether it's um, whether it's something that's performing well or something that's not performing well. You have to look at the overall picture. So even though the license plates aren't doing as well as I would hope, the other items that I bought at that auction are, and the overall bottom line is that I am over 3 times my investment. So that makes it a win for me. So there you go. I'll back in periodically throughout the closing of these auctions and see how things actually close out. When we left off, the Flow Blue platter here had been at $72, and we were on $10 a piece for these 2 license plates. Um, Mostly we've had bicycle license plates that haven't sold. Like I said, I'm just going to relist those. Things that have been at $610.98 when we stopped recording. Now let's see here. There are just a couple minutes left on a few of the bicycle plates, and hasn't really been any change in the bottom half of the roster, but some things did sell, and let's take a look at those. So you can see here the Flow Blue platter wound up at $102.50, so that took a nice little jump. This set of New Jersey license plates here had not had a bid, and so that got its $10 opening bid. The 1939 New Jersey plates jumped up to $12.82, and the 1944-45 matched pair stayed at $10.50. So $135.82 so far. We'll check in again at the end of the auction. And things just finished up, and let's take a look at how we did. I had shown you before we got a $102.50 for that Flow Blue platter and some license plates. I did sell 2 of the bicycle license plates, and this was a nice jump here. $21.95 for the New York Suburban plates. I still lost money on the license plates, but more than made up for it on the Flow Blue and on the playing cards. You can see all of the terrain plates stayed where they were. $10, $10, $12.50, $12.50, and had a nice little jump here on the open bowl. $34. That Flow Blue plate from Germany stayed at 10, and the Peanuts playing cards jumped up to $360. That was a nice finish for the day. And the last thing that really had any jump was the Wilson Cobalt Blue safety glasses, which ended up at $69.78. So let's see what the bottom line was. This morning I started out and the bidding was just over $300, so you can see it more than doubled throughout the course of the day and ended up at $706.55. Again, I spent a bit under $200 on everything, so well more than 3 times my investment. I'm really pleased with how that works, and later on we'll take a look at some of the accounting.